All right. Hey, everybody. Lori Swanson here in my weekly live broadcast on LinkedIn, CEO of Inspire Tech, founder of Career Alchemy Academy, where we are coming together as differently ambitious women who are pursuing our dreams by listening more deeply and letting go of having to figure out how it's all going to happen. And that's what I want to talk about today, which is undoing the career how. So I'm reading a book. Maybe you've heard about it because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's in my world in different places these days a lot. But it's by Dr. Lisa Miller, and it's called The Awakened Brain. So Dr. Miller she has her bachelor's from Yale, a little of her credentials, her PhD from the University of Pennsylvania, and she works at Columbia as a professor of psychology. And she's also the founder of the institute. It's like Spirituality Mind Body Institute. So it's the first Ivy League program that integrates spirituality with psychology. So, of course, you can tell all down Lori's rabbit hole, like right where she likes to be. And in this book, she has lots of different stories about spiritual knowing and spiritual truth. Um, but all of it, as she says, the one foundational truth is that we're all deeply connected to one another biologically, emotionally, and spiritually. And that resonated so much with me because inside of Career Alchemy Academy and in private coaching, I we work with what I call the alchemist tools, so the tools of alchemy. And one of them, probably the most important one, is our spiritual intelligence. And our spiritual intelligence is that inner wisdom that rises up inside of us, that comes from the part of us that's connected to everything. That's your spiritual intelligence. It is connected to everything and everyone. And so, you know, that was from all of the research and all of the, of her work that came into this book and all of the interviews and research that was done, all of that came down to that simple, um, you know, statement that we're all deeply connected, uh, biologically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I'm keep reading through her book, and then I read this story, and I thought, like, my spiritual intelligence was on fire. I'm like, I have got to talk about this story on LinkedIn and inside of my blog. And so here it is. So Dr. Miller and her husband were on date night, right? They're driving somewhere to a restaurant, I think, and they're at a stoplight, and um, Dr. Miller notices these three young, um, that three fawn, young, like kind of huddled together, no mom in sight. And she had the thought, they're not going to survive without their mom. How will they survive without their mom? And so they kept driving, but as they kept driving, she made a kind of a promise to herself and to the three fawns, I will feed you. And then immediately as they continue to drive, she's like, how will I feed them? How will I find them? How will they find me so they can be fed? Like, that's ridiculous. But she had said it, and it was out there. They come home that night, go to bed. She wakes up in the morning, she walks out to her driveway, and sure enough, the three fawn are standing there, like looking at her, saying, you said you would feed us, we're here to be fed, right? She didn't have to figure out how they would find her. She didn't have to figure out how she would find them, how they were going to get fed. Through the connection to all things, the how was handled. for her. Um, it the how had found her, right? And so when I think about the careers, we spend and think about just me personally in my life, throughout my life at many times, raising kids, building business, building a second business, closing down the first business. I've spent so much of my energy in the grip of the how, trying to force things or plan, replan, predict what might happen, and then plan for those potential outcomes. Just really trying to figure every possible way, to do things. And then, of course, refiguring the things out again, and all of that. That's really diving deep into the pool of how we're going to get things done. And with our spiritual intelligence, we know that we don't have to be in the pool of the how. Like, we can stand on the side and watch the how figure its way out for us. And so this story really reminded me of something deeper, that what we're meant to be doing in the world, for example, the work you're meant to be doing in the world, the way in which you're supposed to bring your special magic, gifts, talents, abilities into the world, that you don't have to work so hard to figure that out, that you only need to speak the desire of what you want, and the how will be figured out for you. That work will be done for you. Just like her desire to feed those fawns and then saying, I will feed you, spoke the desire into the world, and then this connected magic of spiritual intelligence figured out how to make that happen. And I think about all of you out there, the women I coach, hardworking women in corporate America, or building their own businesses, raising families. I think about all of you. And when I'm specifically thinking about the people that I coach, about those that are on job search, or like I said, business building, career building, stepping into new roles, often where their brains take them is, how will I find the job? How do I get to be more visible? How can I create more impact? How do I ask for what I want? How do I balance all these spinning plates and not drop a one? How do I make the money that I want to make for myself and my family in my career? Like, all of these how questions. And the fact of the matter is that instead of solving the how for all of those, the path that Dr. Miller is, laying out for us with her fawn story, and the work we do inside of Career Alchemy Academy around spiritual intelligence, is that instead of solving for the how, why don't we simply state the truth of what we desire? Because the solving for the how, can we admit it? It's exhausting. It's if you're in the pool of the how, you literally are. It's like all deep water, all moving. You're trying to stay on top of it all, and without drowning. That's the pool of the how. We get outside of that, and we start to simply know we can breathe, we can state our desire, and we can allow the how to find us. So our desire might look like, stating the desire might look like, I will create greater prosperity for myself and my family this year. I like to state, will is good, and also present tense. I am creating meaningful impact in the work that I do in the world. I am seen and valued. I will be seen and valued. I am going to connect to the people that I need to meet in order to have the right doors open for me. I will make the connections that I need. I will have become a more clear communicator. I will feel joy every day. I will receive the guidance and support that I need. I will remember I am connected to everyone and everything physically, biologically, emotionally, spiritually, through love. We're all connected, and through some scientific stuff as well. The energy that ripples through and off of our bodies and into other places. So that's just simply stating and then allowing the how to figure its way out, and feel that statement in your body. I will, create the greater prosperity for myself and my family this year. Feel that, like really feel what it feels like to say that out loud and believe it, right? And the work is not to chase the how. Your work is just to relax, state your desire, and allow the how to find you. And then you'll know what actions to take. So this is not passive. This is a very active method that I'm talking. It's a very active method. It does require action. It just doesn't start with action. It starts with allowing. So just like those fawns found Dr. Miller, you speak the truth of your desire and soften your grip on how it's supposed to happen, and let your next step be revealed to you. The hows will be revealed. She wasn't sure how she was going to feed those fawns or how they were going to find her, but they showed up in the driveway. And then I don't know what she did, but my guess is she called some local animal place and said, how do I feed these fawns? What's okay to feed them? They do not have a mother, And so for this week, practice stating your desires, feeling that desire in the body, and then letting go, just allowing how that's going to happen. Some things are going to take time, but that next step will reveal itself to you. And, it's really, I think, the deeper work that we do. Yes, we work on job search stuff, and yes, we work on communication and presence and your more tactical, practical, and strategic ways to build a career that aligns with who you are and how you want to work. The way of being that you want to bring into the space. We do all of that, but but underneath it all is the spiritual intelligence that we're continuing to lean into more, trust more, and recognize that it is an intelligence of allowing. It's so relaxing to just allow. And couldn't we all use just a little more calm and peace and relax feelings, not just when we're on vacation, but in our every single day. So if you want more of that, please reach out to me, DM me, send me a message. We can talk. Join Career Alchemy Academy. You can get on our call. We're moving into February. We have a new touchstone in February. January, we've been working on willingness. And doesn't that sound so much like letting go of the how, being willing to let go of the how to allow? And that rhymes too. And I love a good rhyme. So next month, we have a new touchstone, and I cannot wait to announce it. So join today and be part of that announcement next Tuesday. And if you join today, you can be part of co-working on Thursday. Tomorrow, we can be together that quickly. And so that's it for me today here on the live broadcast, Career Alchemy, learning more and more how to be alchemists in our lives, and letting go of the how or any of that dross or drags that might be bothering us, but also turning those things that seem hard into gold. That's what alchemists do. So talk to you all soon. Next week, same station, same time. Peace to all of you, and the willingness to allow the how. May that be with you, the force that is with you this week. Thank you.